think it'll do a burnout just fine. Holy crap. All right, welcome back everyone. Today, we're gonna start a new project for 1985 Ford LTD that I've had for going on 4 years now, a little over 4 years. Pretty bare bones setup right now. Just a basic Junkyard 4.8 out of a Silverado or Tahoe, I can't remember what it came out of. Put it together, like I said, 4 years ago to do drag week and did it twice. Didn't really have any issues with it, but it's got a Turbo 400, a Ford 8.8, pretty basic setup, Holley, EFI. I realized that I want to go a little faster. And the little on 388 just isn't cutting it anymore. We have a forced inductions S485 sitting on the shelf, waiting for it to be put on something. And well, we don't have much else to do, so we're gonna put it on this fella. But as of now, it's been 9:13 at 149 miles an hour, and hopefully we can get into the 8s, which I don't see a problem with, but I guess we're gonna find out.
So here's the plan for this thing. This right here is a PT88 copy. It's made by On3. It's got a T4 housing on it. We've necked it down from the 4-inch to the 3-inch muffler to get it out the side. And a couple weeks ago, we got the exhaust off and picked up what?
Like 115 horsepower, I think.
So this turbo is done maxed out. It's got all the pressure on top of the dome that we can put on it with the CO2 in the back. Just made 926 horse, 27 PSI, that's all she had. We can't even blow this thing up with this turbo.
Won't make enough power.
Because it won't make enough power. So, we're gonna try to blow it up with this bad boy.
This big old thing, heavy fella. It's an S485, and hopefully this will give us the extra power we need to
window block.
Spit the rods out the side.
We're hoping we're gonna be able to just make one video and slam this thing together, throw it on the dyno, and I think it's gonna be a lot more work than we had planned.
This one's a little bigger.
So you told your boyfriend?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, we're gonna start taking this thing off and seeing what kind of work we need to do.
Well, we got it in there. Now we just need to cut a little hole right there. Got the turbo mounted up, and we realized we didn't make a hole for the inlet, so.
We got excited because it actually fit. The only problem we're gonna have is this bowl right here. We're gonna put a 5-inch downpipe on it, just coming up like this. And yeah, we're gonna have to put a big old dent in there, but 5-inch downpipe and a bigger turbo will be a lot better than 3-inch downpipe and that little guy right there.
Yep.
So
the only thing left we got to do is cut the hole for here and put the V-band on our silicone.
Oh no, we got that aluminum. Where is it at? This turbo was on another car, so I had this aluminum flange that'll go right there, and then we'll probably have to give it some pie cuts to get it around that corner. That's a pretty tight corner. Gonna downpipe up, throw the rods out of this thing, and
that's why we have spare engines. This engine probably has 150 passes on it. I would think 100, 150.
It's not bad. I hear they only run for 10.
Well, $400 for 100 passes. That's pretty good.
It's not too bad. I'm gonna have to get with my guys and figure out why they said they only last for 10 passes. But yeah, we're gonna start making that that piece over there. Go get the downpipe, start fabbing up the downpipe, and we'll see where that gets us. You think they're ready?
I don't know.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Ryan doesn't know how he feels, but here she is. Look at that bad boy stack we put on her. Ryan wouldn't let me cut the hole in the hood.
No, not yet. I don't know if I want to ruin my hood yet.
For some reason, he's in love with that hood. I have no idea why. But guys, she is in. There's the turbo. That's the S45 we were working on. Made a piece right here. Look at them welds. First time welding.
Well, it took you 4 hours.
Hey, you know what? Takes time to stack dimes, quarters, nickels, and even 50 cent
dollars.
Yep, $half on there. But we did it, and it connects right to Ryan's intercooler piping that he had. We didn't have to do really anything but make that one piece right off the turbo, and then there's not enough room to go down, so we ended up coming up with the exhaust. But I wanted the tip long enough that it wasn't going to mess with our O2 sensor. If the O2 sensor is close to the tip, you don't get a good reading. So we gave it a long stack right there to make sure the O2 sensor was reading right.
All right, well, we made 926 horsepower with the other turbo. That little turbo sitting right over there. We're gonna bolt this thing to the dyno and see what this big guy picks up, and then go from there.
Alright guys, we got this thing on the dyno. We messed with the tune a little bit, pulled a bunch of timing out of it. The boost controller was at 100% with the other turbo. This car's got CO2 on it. So we knocked that down to 20 because we have no idea how much boost this thing's gonna make. That should be roughly around 20 PSI. I know this turbo on my other car with CO2, dome pressure and boost pressure was real close till we got to about 25 PSI. So, yeah, what do you think, Ryan?
I laugh every time I look at this thing.
Why?
I'm really excited to see it.
Why do you laugh? Tell us.
This is gonna try a good stat.
All right, we're gonna warm this thing up and make our first pull. One more thing. If you don't hear us talking, because this fan blows 60-mile-an-hour winds. We forgot to put the brakes on. She done took off on us. So yeah, if you can't hear us talking, we're sorry, but it's the fan's fault, not ours. Alright, it is the next day. We struggled with this thing all night last night, trying to get it to RPM. For some reason, it would, and then it wouldn't. Like, it built 31 pounds of boost and was getting ready to make a good pull, and turned the boost controller down a little bit. Next pull, it wouldn't RPM, wouldn't get over a hump of like 6,500. It's not showing up in the logs, so we're either fighting the spark plug gap and it blowing the spark out, or we've got an issue with the valve springs. It's got BTR 660s on it. I don't think we have issues with the valve springs, but he does have probably about 10,000 miles on this car, so who knows. New set of plugs this morning. We already put them in. We gapped them from, well, we went originally from 25 to 20. That seemed to help just a little bit, but not enough. So we just gapped them at 15. And yeah, Ryan's on his way to get some fuel because this thing's getting low on fuel. So yeah, we're gonna fire up and see if the plug's fixed it. Alright guys, that last pull, we ended up making 1052. The torque reading's wrong. It reads torque at axle RPM instead of engine RPM. But yeah, 1,052 horsepower is what we made in this whole girl. And you can see the graph. I mean, it's not falling down. We're stopping, let's see right there. That's about 74, 7,500. And it's not falling on its face. I mean, very, very gradually coming down. But I mean, you're in the power curve right there, and she's definitely making some steam.
Very happy how this whole thing did.
We're running out of fuel. This thing only has Holley 120-pound injectors in it, so the duty cycle is like, it was like 170 that last pass.
We've got some Bosch 210s we're gonna put in it. I just need to get some spacers for them. They're the 210s and the Holley injectors are like a half-inch difference or something like that. They're a little bit shorter, so I'm gonna get those. And actually the connector's the same, so we're not gonna mess with any of that, and toss those in there and see what it'll do. Really,
you know why it made all the power? Because of the stack. Gotta keep the stack. Make sure to tune in for the next video. Or hopefully Ryan lets me keep adding boost and doesn't get afraid of blowing it up.
And Mitt chickened out. But I'll tell you the real reason he chickened out. It wasn't Jim, it was me.
As soon as we get the injectors in, we're gonna start throwing some timing at this thing and more boost. I think we can see a 1200 number out of this car pretty easily. All right guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you wanna see more of this stuff. We'll see you guys on the next one.